I moved to Manchester about 2 years ago now, so we're trying to integrate into the culture, the way of living, the way that we speak. Not many people know where I'm from until I say one very known Manchester phrase, and that is, "Alright, our kid," and then I sound like Liam Gallagher if I grew up on the side of a farm. But that is basically my life. I am from Somerset, if you haven't realised already. And it is a great place to grow up until the summer, because as soon as summer hits, the Scousers arrive. It's probably because it's the only place they can afford to go on holiday, but there will be a wave of shell suits arriving, eating chicken out of a bucket as they walk down the beach to Butlins in my head. But Somerset is famous for three things: cheese, cider, and Gary Glitter. Now, that third one we're not so proud of, alright? But he did have some bangers. I got married 3 days ago. To a man. Okay, sure. But it's not my first wedding. I have been married before. There's no sign, don't need to feel sorry for me, it's alright. But I was married to a drag queen, and people might think, oh, fabulous. Now when you get married, you have goals that you want to set. You might want to buy a new house, you might want to get a dog, maybe have children, go on nice holidays. With a drag queen, it's just, I want to buy a new dress, I need wardrobe space, I need shoes, I need high heels. I'm gay for a reason, okay? But when me and Pete, when we met, I was running a gay football team. So Pete wanted to come and play with some balls, and he liked the smell of two that I had. Smell? Sorry, Pete. Let everyone know. But I'm running a football team, but you know what, he's a keeper. Not in the literal sense. I put him in goal once, and he let in 12 goals in 10 minutes. That was in the shower after the match as well, not even on the pitch, so yeah. My bad. Oh yeah, so, so football is one of my big passions. My other big passion is travel. Now, 2 days before I turned 21, I flew out to Ibiza to become a holiday rep. Now, being a holiday rep was the best job in the world. I basically got pissed every day and got paid to get other people pissed along the way, so win-win really. But they also flew me out to Benidorm as well. Has anybody been to Benidorm before? Okay, so I was there for the winter season, and the customers would arrive and they would say, "Lou, I am here for two things. Either I'm going to die, or I'm going to have the best winter of my life." I was like, fair enough. So I'd be sat there in December, counting them down, just like a calendar, I guess, like an advent calendar, but a little bit sadder. So a Advent calendar, if you will. Now, I do have some other stories about being a rep in Benidorm, but it will get a little bit darker. Do you want to hear them? Okay, so I was looking after a hotel, and they had these beds that flipped up into the wall. I think they're called like Murphy beds, the ones that pop up when you're not using them. I had an elderly couple, we're going to call them Merv and Brian for legal reasons. They were larger lads, but they managed to get trapped in this bed one afternoon. Well, this is a true story, I'm looking up there. They weren't found for 4 days. And it was the smell that gave it away as well. But that same hotel, they invited me around that week to do a food test, and I would have to test the food they were serving for that week. And it was a British roast beef dinner. Like, great, yes, missing home life, I want a dinner. Now they put sugar in the Yorkshire pudding, they stuck a raw radish on my beef instead of a radish, and the smell of the meat had a similar smell to Brian and Merv, to be fair. So I guess the moral of this story is, if the bed hadn't have killed Brian, the beef would have anyway. But back to Pete. Now, when me and Pete met, the problem was Pete was already in a 10-year relationship. Oh, drama. But the worst thing was, his ex refused to leave the house for 9 months. So for 9 months, I dated someone who had an ex in the room next door, bedroom, wardrobe, room, shelf. I wanted less baggage, remember? That was the key to my next relationship. Now, when you're married to a drag queen, the baggage is very different. It's I forget this line now. It's a front lace salmon wig in mauve, and that is what the baggage that a drag queen tend to have. The arguments are very different as well. Most couples argue about who's going to empty the dishwasher, who's going to take the rubbish out. All we argue about is that stupid goddamn £600 wig that you bought every single night and you were stuck in that room all the time. So, I wanted a fresh start, I wanted a clean break. And here I am now with my Pete. So, the wedding we just had was the prelude, the warm-up, the lube-up. In the gay world, it's sticking the poppers on the radiator ready for the big sessions and happening at night. And that's how we do it. But the big event is going to be in Madrid in 2 years' time when we're going to do the wedding again. But when Pete asked me to marry him, I was like, well, okay, fine, we'll do it, it's not a problem. But I had one condition. I wanted a Tiffany engagement ring. I always wanted a Tiffany, and that's what I wanted. So this is £1,200 that the charity is never going to see anymore anyway, so. Now, Pete knows how to look after me. I know how to suck and dry. And we are made for each other anyway. But, in 2021, my dad died of a brain tumour. And when I told my dad I was gay, he was brilliant with it, did not care in the slightest. He just gave me a hug and said, I don't care who you love, but you never bring home a Scouser, and you never bring home a Leeds United fan. And that's all I was ever told not to do. And to this day, it's never happened. So that's why I'm on this stage this evening. I'm here for the LGBT Foundation, I'm here for the brain tumour charity, because not every kid in life gets a dad that loves him no matter what, but I did. Thank you.